Undercover black CEO walks into his store, finds the single mom worker crying, and the truth is worse. The rain poured heavily that Friday evening, bouncing off the pavement in front of a small grocery store tucked into a quiet corner of the city. Inside, fluorescent lights hummed, casting their tired glow over aisles lined with cereal boxes and canned goods. A man in a worn hoodie walked in, pulling the hood low over his head, looking no different from any late-night customer. But this wasn't just any man, this was Jordan Miles, the founder and CEO of the very chain of stores he was now walking through. For years, Jordan had built his company from nothing, growing it into one of the largest grocery retailers in the state. Yet tonight, he wasn't here as a boss. He was here undercover. Jordan had always believed that if you wanted to understand the truth about your business, and the people who kept it running, you had to step into their world without a title or a suit. So he chose one store at random, left his car blocks away, and walked in just like any other customer. But nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to find. He wandered the aisles, casually pretending to shop, when he noticed a young woman near the back by the stockroom door. She wore the store's faded green apron, her hair tied back, but what caught his attention wasn't her uniform, it was the way she was hunched over, shoulders trembling. She was crying. Jordan hesitated. He wasn't used to approaching his employees like this. Normally, people straightened their backs, smiled, and offered handshakes the moment they saw him. But tonight, cloaked in anonymity, he saw something raw and unfiltered. Slowly, he stepped closer. "Ma'am, are you all right?" he asked gently. The woman startled, quickly wiping her cheeks. "I'm fine," she said, forcing a smile that crumbled in seconds. "Sorry, I didn't mean to, just having a rough day." Jordan's instinct told him not to walk away. "Sometimes," he said quietly, "talking helps. No judgment." For a moment, she stared at him, weighing whether to open up to this stranger. Finally, she exhaled. "My name's Maya," she whispered. "I've been working double shifts for weeks. Rent went up, my little boy's daycare costs more than my paycheck covers, and tonight," her voice cracked. "Tonight I found out my ex hasn't paid child support in months. I had to choose between buying food or paying the electricity bill. And I'm here, stocking shelves, smiling at customers, while inside I feel like I'm failing at everything." Jordan felt a knot tighten in his chest. He'd heard stories of hardship before, but standing face to face with Maya, he saw more than statistics or reports, he saw a human being breaking under the weight of survival. He wanted to tell her the truth, that she was speaking to the man who owned the company, a man who could change her circumstances with a single decision. But instead, he asked softly, "Do your managers know how much you're struggling?" She shook her head. "No. I can't let them see me like this. People already look down on single moms. I don't want pity. I just want a chance." Her words hit him like a punch. Jordan had grown up with a single mother too. He remembered nights when his mom skipped dinner so he could eat, mornings when she worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. He remembered how invisible her struggles had felt, until he promised himself he'd change things one day. That night, Jordan stayed in the store far longer than he intended. He helped Maya stock shelves, carried boxes from the back, and listened as she spoke about her son, 5 years old, obsessed with dinosaurs, dreaming of becoming an astronaut. The more she talked, the more Jordan knew he couldn't walk away unchanged. When his shift of anonymity ended, Jordan returned home, but he couldn't sleep. He kept seeing Maya's tired smile, kept hearing the crack in her voice. By morning, his decision was made. The following week, the store's staff gathered for what they thought was a routine meeting. But when Jordan Miles, no hoodie this time, only a sharp suit, walked in, whispers rippled through the room. Maya froze in the back, her eyes widening in shock. Jordan looked around the room, then spoke directly to the employees. "I spent last week visiting one of our stores undercover," he said. "And I learned something that shook me. Behind these aprons and name tags are real people, carrying burdens we don't always see. One of you reminded me of my own mother, reminded me why I started this company in the first place. To provide not just jobs, but dignity. He turned toward Maya, whose hands trembled as everyone's eyes followed his. Maya, you showed me strength and honesty when you thought I was just a stranger. From this day forward, your rent and childcare will be covered by the company. And more than that, you're being promoted into a full-time management training program, with benefits to give your son the future he deserves. Gasps filled the room. Maya covered her mouth, tears streaming down her face, not from despair this time, but from relief so overwhelming it broke her. Why me? She whispered. Jordan's voice softened. Because you represent every parent who sacrifices in silence. And if we're not lifting up people like you, then all of this, he gestured around, means nothing. The room erupted in applause, but in that moment, all Maya saw was the stranger who had become her miracle. And from that day forward, Maya's story spread through the company like wildfire, not just as a tale of charity, but as proof that kindness, when paired with action, could rewrite a life. Sparkle's moral. Sometimes the greatest power we hold isn't in wealth or titles, but in choosing to see the unseen, to listen without judgment, and to act with compassion. Because one act of humanity can ripple farther than we ever imagine.